So today we have MCU Ironman taking on MCU Vision. Who wins? Well, let's find out. So, who's stronger? Well, Iron Man was able to fight against Thanos and actually even made him bleed. He was able to fight against Skull Obsidian, including really staggering him with a punch, pushed a building-sized piece of metal debris down on top of Thanos, although Titan's gravity was all messed up, so you gotta take that with a grain of salt. But he was also able to fight against the likes of a weaker Thor and Ultron while in his older, less powerful suits. He's definitely not like the strongest hero in the MCU. You know, you get save that for like Captain Marvel and Thor and Hulk and whatnot. But I really think he's only just a few notches below them. I mean, really. On the other hand, Vision effortlessly overpowered Hawkeye, easily crushed an Ultron Sentry into a ball, matched Ultron in White Vision, threw Corvus Glaive a great distance, fly Corvus Glaive through a stone wall of a church steeple, and he nearly knocked over Giant Man by ramming into his chest as a cannonball. Like literally, if there's nothing behind Giant Man, he probably would have fallen over. I would say Iron Man is stronger than Vision, though. But what about durability? Well, Vision no-sold 3 punches from Clint, and Clint's baton broke over Vision's head, and he no-sold that hit as well. When Giant Man sent a bus flying at him, it broke in half upon impact, and again, Vision was completely fine. He withstood a hit from Cold Obsidian that sent him flying just fine, withstood being blasted out of the air and falling a great distance, being sent flying multiple floors of a building and into the ground, and being stabbed through the chest by Corvus Glaive's blade. But Iron Man withstood being sent flying several blocks and through a building by Cold Obsidian, having multiple cars crushed on top of him and being crushed by a chunk of moon debris. He endured several hits from Mjolnir and Thor, hits from Thanos, and being stabbed in the stomach. Even before he was Iron Man, he survived a terrorist bombing that got metal lunged into his heart, or near his heart. I'd say Vision is better here, because he's made out of vibranium, and he can increase his density, making him even more tougher. But Iron Man's nanotech does make it close. And now speed. Well, Iron Man dodged several large chunks of debris thrown at him. He showed that he was faster than Leviathans and a nuclear missiles in his older armor. He can also turn the booster in his feet into one big booster to double his travel speed. He blasted several of Hawkeye's trick arrows out of the air, and he was very mobile while flying. But Vision is faster. He just is. We saw him in WandaVision, working at his quote unquote fake job at his computer at blurring speeds. Like, oh, wow, blurring. He was able to get from one side of Westview to the other in mere moments, phase through one of Clint's arrows at close range, and it was said he could move at the speed of sound. Iron Man is fast. He's not that fast though. At least he never showed that he was. So, Iron Man is stronger, but Vision is tougher and faster. So what about their versatility? Well, Vision's primary attack is his laser beam from the Mind Stone in his forehead. It easily pierced into concrete, nearly killed War Machine, hurt Ultron in the White Vision, and it combined with Thor's lightning and Iron Man's laser was able to eventually melt vibranium. His other main ability is his phasing. He could phase through basically anything with the exception of electrical attacks and Corvus Glaive's weapon. I mean, walls, people, robots, etc. He could also use this effectively while in a fight, like when he phased his arms through a robot and then made it solid and then killed it that way. But Tony's definitely got this edge. His Mark 85 armor was created out of nanotechnology. This means his armor could create any weapon he thought of in an instant. We saw him create things like a big shield, wrist blades, an energy sword, big battling rams, and as well as some other things that I can't really describe. Like he made his foot bigger to hold down Thanos' hand. He also just somewhat threw some of his nanotechnology to keep Thanos from snapping or using the gauntlet. He also showed to be quite skilled and quick-witted when using his nano armor in a fight, which is seen when he fought Thanos on Titan, just effortlessly just switching between weapons on the fly. He also had this blaster cannon thing that came out of his back, and this sent Cole Obsidian flying. He also had multiple of these little rocket things in his back, and then of course his repulsor blast and the unibeam. He also had Friday, an AI that helped Tony strategically and kept him informed on his vitals and damages to the armor, etc., etc. So, who wins? Well, it actually depends. Are we basing this fight off of facts, things that are set in stone, or safe assumptions? Because Vision could easily kill Iron Man with his phasing. We haven't seen Tony use any tech that can stop phasing. His vibranium body would make it very difficult for Tony to even hurt him. Vision's faster, and I'd say Tony has nothing as powerful as the Mind Stone. I think that's a fair, safe thing to say. Those are facts. Vision wins based off of facts. But here's the safe assumption. Tony helped create Vision and was part of what made Vision Vision, according to Banner in Infinity War. And seeing how Vision was initially created to be Ultron's perfect body, it would make sense to think he would be prepared to fight him and to find a way to counter his phasing, and given his intelligence compared to Clint Barton, who knew electrical attacks would negate Vision's phasing, I think it's safe to assume Tony would have a counter or some sort of defense against Vision's phasing ability. With that assumption, I'd say Iron Man would eventually win with his greater strength and versatility. Not to mention Friday. It would be a close fight. He still has to deal with his better durability and speed, not to mention the Mind Stone. But I think he would eventually win if we're basing off the fair assumption. But y'all know I always do my best to keep my videos as factual as possible, and I only assume if I have to, even if it's a safe assumption. So yeah, I'm siding with Vision on this one because it's based on facts and feats that we've seen that we know they can do. But I completely understand why some would say Iron Man would beat Vision in this fight. And I get that, I understand it. But I'm siding with Vision. Vision wins. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Leave a comment of what you think and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and all the great stuff. Catch you on the next one. Peace!